Hello everybody, welcome back to the Buffness. I am not warmed up at all, flipping wise. I haven't flipped much in a few days, which kind of stinks. However, there is a reason. I've been preparing for a big old trip for a few months now. I'm going on a mission trip with my church to Brazil for 2 weeks. And that's kind of a big deal. You guys might be asking, what does that mean for this channel? Am I just not going to post for a couple weeks? That I am currently unsure of. I am flying down with a few plastic balies, so I will still have stuff to flip. I am going to have my camera. The main thing that I'm worried about not having is time and good service to record and upload stuff with. I have a few videos that will be backlogged that hopefully I'll be able to get out to you guys. Currently, at the time you're watching this one, I should be in the air on my way to Brazil, depending on when you're watching it. Either I'm on my way there or I am there. But I really just felt like I should let you guys know if I'm slow to responses, to comments and Instagram messages. If your scale orders haven't shipped yet, that is the reason. Don't worry, scale orders, they are still up. I will leave my store up while I'm gone. Any orders will be fulfilled as soon as I get back home. Please buy these. These things are insane. I've sold quite a few of them now. Just stocked up the blue the other day and the white the other day as well. I got the white on my V1 Nautilus, which doesn't have jimping on the aluminum, but the scale jimping provides plenty, so that's really cool. Also, dang it, it got loose. But my tolerances were perfect. It's still very tight, like super minimal play. I can get it to no tap with ease. This is just insanity. These scales are a miracle worker, guys. Don't sleep on them. But my scales and my trip to Brazil are not why I'm here making this video. Today, I wanted to talk about the stitches by Bxndxge. I can't flip doubles still. I don't know why I'm pretending. The stitch by Bxndxge is very cool. Bxndxge sent me out both of these in a pass around. I'm going to ship them off later today, so I don't just have them sitting here for 2 weeks while I'm gone. So, yeah, this is like the last minute thoughts on these. I recorded a unboxing first impressions video, but I decided against uploading it because my thoughts have changed quite a bit since that video. And I've just really been able to collect my thoughts more. Starting off with the normal stitch. By the way, this is the stitch, and this is the Stitch R Proto. And there are quite a few differences, some of which I didn't even notice until after I was done recording the video, which is kind of weird. So the normal stitch, both of these are on a replicant / Kraken compatible system, by the way, which is very cool. But the stitch is a titanium sandwich bally. I don't know what the blade steel is. It kind of stinks. Both of these are false edge, which is pretty nice. Very convenient for a pass around. They run on zippy spacers, which is very cool. And the Stitch R has little zippy X's in it, which is pretty darn nice. I love that. Now, the normal stitch, upon unboxing it, I noticed something right away. There was just a big difference between this and the Stitch R. And that is the amount of tip weight this guy has. So fans are insane on the normal stitch, because it's just got so much material up there. It's really wild. And in my first thoughts, I was like, that's actually really nice. I love how this one flips with that extra tip weight. But after I flipped it a little bit more, I realized that I thought there was too much tip weight. It's nice, but sometimes when you're just trying to do more generic stuff, like not including fans, it's just all of that tip weight really hits you. And I don't know, it's just a little too much. The normal stitch is very round, which is nice. Round and thin, very thin. This is like, they're almost like tsunami handle thickness, which is pretty cool. Very, almost, I don't know, it's slightly disproportionate to the blade in that way, but not really balance-wise. Besides the big ol' tip, it's pretty well balanced. I don't feel like it's trying to get away from me in any ways. Chaplins are pretty tight, so that's nice. The jimping is really good because it's positive zippy jimping, meaning it sticks out above the titanium instead of going into the titanium, which is pretty cool. Good jimping is always very important. And here's a sound test of the stitch and tolerances too. These were pass around units, so they are not the tightest thing in the world. They're also dry, which kind of stinks, but I'm not gonna oil them because I'm mailing them off today, so. No tap, tiny bit of wiggle. Sounds pretty good. The Stitch R actually sounds quite a bit different, which is pretty unique. So let's move over to the Stitch R. Yeah. The Stitch R, a lot different from the normal Stitch in both the handles and the blade, which is quite interesting. So the Stitch R has like this Japanese tanto blade compared to the very, very obvious kukri of the normal Stitch. And I much prefer this blade in basically every way. It's lighter overall, at least that's what it feels like. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I can't even tell. This one just feels slightly heavier because of all the blade weight. But it could be the same weight. I should probably figure that out. So the main differences, let's just go over those first, between the Stitch R and the Stitch. Very obviously the blade. Then the handles are the same pattern-wise. Like the whole pattern is exact. No differences there. However, look at this. The Stitch R has much thicker handles and they're blockier. Almost like a slightly more round Kraken, which is actually really nice. I would love to try swapping these blades around. I was going to ask Bxndxge if I could, but then I didn't end up having time. I feel like rounded handles on this, even more rounded than they are, would be wild. But these squared ones are very nice as well. Just round enough to fan, but square enough to feel a difference. And I really like that. We also have the zippy like hole fillers for these X's, which is pretty nice. They're not on this one. There's not a difference between these two really. It's just that's how they're configured right here. The handle gap is different. I do prefer a thicker handle gap slightly. I'd love it to be like that, kind of like what the normal stitch is, but it's not. It's closer when it's closed. Closer to the original when it's closed. Open though, you can definitely see it's starting to shrink a little bit maybe. Either that or that's just how it is. But the fact that this is on the replicant system means you could get some step pins and stuff, like bigger pins, to adjust the gap to your liking, I believe. So that's pretty cool. This is a sandwich design with hidden Zen pins, by the way. I should have mentioned that earlier. You can really see the different thicknesses of the handles here. It's a big difference for sure. The jimping is exactly the same on the Stitch R. Just very solid. Positive zippy jimping. All you really need. But one last big difference that I noticed between these guys was the tang area of the blade. So like the pin system over here looks exact. It's pretty identical. But then over on the back, you got the standard area right here. But then on the Stitch R, you have like the Chioni style point, which is kind of unique. You don't see that everywhere. But I do prefer the more standard Zen pin contact area because, I don't know, it's been proven to be super reliable. And with how this gap is looking compared to this one, I personally, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or not. I probably should have checked that. But if that's not how it's supposed to be, I'm blaming it on this like pyramid style Zen pin area. I personally don't like those. It's like what the Orcas and the Monarchs have. And the Chioni. The Chioni actually does hold up really good. The live blade at least. But yeah, those are the main differences. But how does the Stitch R flip? The normal Stitch is just a little bit too blade heavy for me. The Stitch R feels a lot more standard. Like, I don't feel it struggling in any way, even with fanning, despite not having the excessive tip weight of the Stitch. The Stitch R fans really good, so that's nice. It just shows that you don't really need the giant kukri. The big kukri is cool, of course, but it's not really needed to have a good fanning experience. Chaplains, they feel just as tight as the normal Stitch. So that's pretty good. Can't really complain there. Yeah, I'm not really noticing anything that is stopping me from doing stuff with the Stitch. So, yeah, can't really say anything negative about it flipping wise. So that's always nice. It's not every day you can do that. With a Bali that's roughly $400 though, it's a good thing I'm able to say that. You definitely don't want to buy a $400 Bali and be like, man, this thing can't chaplain or something. That always stinks. So, yeah. Now, where can you buy the Stitch R? And maybe even the Stitch. I don't know how many of these he's making right now. There was a drop of 2 of these. I thought it was a full drop. In my unboxing video that I chose not to post, I had a bunch of false information about where to buy these stitches, because I thought he dropped a bunch of them, but he only dropped 2. But he is going to drop a bunch of these shortly. I believe not the protos, the full production run. On his Instagram, at Bxndxge something, I will try to find it and put it in the description and stuff. But definitely go follow Bxndxge to check out what he's working on and to see how you can get a Stitch. I saw one on the market a while ago, and I see these quite often. So you can definitely find them, especially if you ask for them. But yeah, the stitches are very sweet. Thank you so much, Bxndxge, for letting me borrow these. They are a lot of fun, and it's really cool what you're doing. Yeah, these things are sweet. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll say hi from Brazil, I guess. And remember, just because I'm in Brazil doesn't mean you can't ask me to mod your balies or buy my scales or anything like that. I will add you to my modding list and notify you right when I get back. And some of my scale orders will still be shipping out while I'm gone. I got a system for that, but some of them will have to wait for me to get home. But still, you can order them. I will keep you updated and all that good stuff. Please don't sleep on these. They are insane. And if you don't want to take that from me, go check out Ghost Flipping's video. I sent him a set, and they changed his knot a lot for the better. Definitely go check him out. But yeah,